Just tell me, please, briefly, what do you do for a living?
I am a graphic artist working on packaging artwork for cosmetic and health and beauty companies.
Cool. What was your diagnosis?
My diagnosis is a fracture to the tibial plateau, as well as general injury to the knee ligaments and area.
Mm-hmm. And how did you choose your PT, your doctor?
The doctor was referred to me by the NYU Langone Orthopedic Immediate Care um, uh, group that I went to the day of my injury. And I followed up with him 1 week after my visit to the immediate care at NYU Langone Orthopedic Hospital.
Got it. And how often do you usually contact a medical professional, your doctor, during the rehabilitation, and in which cases?
I have an established follow-up. So after my initial urgent care visit, I saw Dr. Eagle 1 week after, and then at 4 weeks after that, and then I believe at 3 weeks after that, and then I see him next again after 4 weeks. So that is in another 2 weeks or so from today.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Tell me, please, what was your first impression about our product?
I thought it was a great idea. I was instructed by the doctor to start doing weight bearing on my injured leg after 5 weeks of no weight bearing. And the instruction of 30% of the weight was very hard to calculate just by touching and feeling. And I thought having the app and being able to visually see how much weight was being put on that leg was very helpful to me to make sure I wasn't going to injure myself, and also to make sure I wasn't not doing enough to help with the rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. What did you like and what you didn't like in our product, in our mobile application and the hardware device?
The hardware device was kind of seamless to me. I liked that you could choose between the app and the hardware device. You could choose how you wanted to get notified that you were doing too much or not doing enough. So I would set it the first week when I was learning how to put enough weight on my leg. I would set to all the notifications. It would talk to me and say, step on it harder, step on the foot softer. The light and the beep, all those kind of helped me pay more attention to how I was walking and putting the weight on the leg. I don't necessarily know there was really anything I did not like so much. There are, of course, any new products. I made some recommendations and things I noticed about, like, the days were, start on a Sunday instead of a Monday for the week. It's more American style. But it was helpful to see how many steps I was taking during the day to kind of encourage myself to get as many steps in and exercise as the doctor had recommended. And again, to visually see on a chart, the graph, how I was doing and keeping within that kind of recommended zone.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Let's say you have a magic wand what would you add to our product if you can add anything?
What would I add? Let's see. I guess, yeah, I don't necessarily haven't thought about that. So, what would be helpful is maybe a way to ask the doctor questions within the app, like to send the doctor a message saying, I'm putting, for example, like if I would put too much, if I was doing 30% of my weight and realizing, oh, this hurts too much every time, can I just contact somebody in the app to say, am I doing this right? Maybe I didn't put in my information correctly. I think in the profile, you have to set up the weight in the very beginning. And then I don't think you can change the weight, your body weight afterwards, which then, of course, would affect how it's reading the percent of force that you're putting on your leg. So perhaps that, a little bit more flexibility in being able to change personal information, and somehow to send a message to the doctor like, am I doing okay?
Got it.
Or to make sure that the doctor's actually looking at my information.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. What was the most valuable thing about the product?
The most valuable thing, I mean, the fact that it trained me. As I said, the first week I had all my notifications on, being very conscious of how the step and the force and becoming adjusted to that. The second week, I turned off the voice notification, which was coming through my phone, and just had the light. So it was just following the flashing light, red light's too much and blue light too little. So then I kind of eased off on how much notifications I needed, because I realized the training I got in the first week, I was able to naturally follow. It was become more of a habit to put the right amount of pressure with maybe a few first steps, like, oh, too much weight, or not enough weight, as a reminder. I thought that was the most beneficial aspect of the device for me, is that training and reinforcement that I was doing the right thing.
Was it hard to adapt to the recommended load? I mean, how many steps in average do you need to get this?
To just maybe 10 steps, 5 steps, depending on the day and the circumstance, but within a few steps, maybe not even 10, I think maybe closer to 5, just a few steps, and be like, okay, I got the right force. It taught me very quickly.
Thank you. Tell me, please, how much did you spend out of pocket during the whole rehabilitation? I mean, what wasn't covered by insurance?
Well, I think because I was a test guinea pig, the doctor is not charging me anything for this. So, in this case, I didn't spend anything out of pocket. I didn't spend anything out of pocket in this case.
If the doctor told you to purchase our device but didn't tell you where to get it, where would you go to find it?
If the doctor said go get it, and I guess I would go look first on Amazon. But I suppose I would ask the doctor where he would recommend. There are some medical device stores that specialize in medical devices, crutches and wheelchairs and braces and things like that. So I could potentially go there, or ask where they were sending me for physical therapy, if they would know where I could purchase the device.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and would you pay for our product if it do not covered by insurance out of pocket? And if yes, how much?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. It's a very fancy device. But I guess given that I used it for like 4 weeks, essentially.
1 month.
1 month. I don't know, $30, $40. I mean, the crutches, those were provided to me with reimbursed through insurance, but if I had to buy my own set of crutches, often those are like $30 or so, $40. So I guess, something in that range, but given that it's a short-term, device, I don't think I would spend too much money on it. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And the last question, what would be the primary reason for you to purchase this product?
For me, it would be to make sure I was doing the correct rehabilitation. I think in my case, the fracture was such that it was not so impactful to my recovery. Whereas if I had a much more severe break and perhaps needed surgery, I would have relied on it more for a longer period of time. So can you repeat the question?
I just asked you the best, the most powerful reason. Why did you need this device? Why do you need to purchase it? So, as I understand, you said to be sure that you're gonna follow the recommendations. You're gonna.
Yes, yeah. I don't to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So it's like if I'm stepping. That I several times I stepped too hard, and it informed me I stepped too hard. But I said, oh, maybe I can bear that pain. But I don't want to overdo the force on the leg if it would not be beneficial. So that 30% was just like uncomfortable, but obviously helping me recover the flexibility and the muscle strength without doing too much strain. And I think that's the greatest benefit that I found in the product, that it forced me to be uncomfortable, to endure a little bit of, pain and discomfort that was manageable without doing too much. Because if I didn't have that device, chances are I would have been much more gentle on myself.
Okay, thank you so much, and it was extremely helpful to get your feedback. Let me stop our